Welcome to Tales by Evelyn. Hey there, my friend. Welcome to Tales by Evelyn, a place where stories come to life, not just to entertain you, but to inspire you, to make you think, and maybe even to change the way you see the world. You see, stories have power. A single story can open your mind, shift your perspective, and remind you of the strength, wisdom, and potential that already exists within you. And that's exactly what we're here for. Every story I share with you is more than just words, it's a journey. A journey that will take you through lessons of wisdom, clever thinking, resilience, and the little moments in life that hold the biggest meanings. So, as you listen, I invite you to truly be present. Let the words sink in, let the message speak to you, and most importantly, let yourself feel. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below, tell me your thoughts, share your experiences, or just say hi. Your voice matters here. Now, sit back, relax, and let's dive into today's story. You never know, it might just be the one that changes everything. Chapter 1, The Quiet Strength of Wisdom. Let me ask you something, have you ever noticed how the wisest people in the room are often the quietest? They don't rush to speak. They don't try to prove how much they know. Instead, they listen, they observe, and when they finally do speak, their words carry weight. That's because true intelligence isn't about talking the loudest or showing off. It's about knowing when to speak and what to say. The smartest minds don't need to impress anyone. They don't seek validation from others. They understand that wisdom grows in silence, in stillness, in the ability to pause before reacting. Think about the last time you were in a situation where emotions were running high, maybe an argument, maybe a tough decision. Did you feel the urge to respond instantly? Did you feel the need to prove a point? That's natural. But what if, instead, you took a deep breath and gave yourself a moment to think? What if you let wisdom guide your response instead of emotion? The strongest people are not the ones who react the fastest. They are the ones who can control their reaction. Because in that space between action and reaction, between impulse and decision, that's where true power lies. So the next time you find yourself in a moment of pressure, take a step back. Breathe. Observe. Let wisdom speak before your words do. And watch how everything begins to change. Chapter 2, The Beauty of Simple Thinking. Now, let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, the power of simplicity. We live in a world that tells us intelligence is about complexity. That the smartest people must always have the most complicated solutions, the most intricate strategies. But in reality, the wisest solutions are often the simplest. Think about nature. A tree doesn't struggle to grow, it simply reaches for the sun. A river doesn't force its way through obstacles, it finds the easiest path around them. There is wisdom in simplicity. Yet, as humans, we often make things harder than they need to be. We overthink, we overanalyze, we get stuck in what-ifs and maybes. And in doing so, we create problems that were never there to begin with. But here's the thing, life doesn't have to be that complicated. The mind works best when it is clear, not cluttered. The smartest decisions often come from a place of simplicity, not overthinking. So the next time you find yourself lost in endless thoughts, take a step back. Ask yourself, what's the simplest solution here? What's the most natural next step? Because often, the answer is right in front of you. You just have to clear the noise to see it. And remember, wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about seeing clearly. Chapter 3, The Power of Listening Before Speaking. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone just wouldn't stop talking? They jump from one thought to another, barely pausing to breathe, let alone listen. And the whole time, you're just waiting for a chance to speak, if you even get one. Now, think about the opposite. Someone who truly listens. Someone who makes you feel heard, who takes a moment to process your words before responding. Doesn't that feel completely different? That's because listening is an underrated superpower. The wisest people don't rush to give their opinions. They listen first. They take in information, understand different perspectives, and then they speak. And when they do, Their words carry more meaning, because they're not just talking, they're responding with thought and purpose. But here's the tricky part: most of us think we're good listeners when we're really just waiting for our turn to talk. We're forming responses in our heads while the other person is still speaking. We're focused on what we want to say, rather than truly absorbing what's being said to us. So, here's a challenge for you: the next time you're in a conversation, practice listening. Really listening. Pause before you respond. Let the silence settle for a moment. You might be surprised by how much more you actually hear. Because when you become a great listener, something amazing happens: people start valuing your words even more. They notice that when you do speak, it's not just noise, it's wisdom. Chapter 4: Creativity is Intelligence in Motion. Some people think intelligence is all about knowing facts, memorizing information, or being able to solve complex equations. But the truth is, real intelligence is about adaptability. It's about creativity. It's about taking what you know and using it in new, unexpected ways. Imagine you're facing a problem. You can either get stuck, thinking there's only one way to solve it, or you can open your mind to different approaches. A creative thinker doesn't see limitations, they see possibilities. Think about some of the most successful people in history. They weren't necessarily the smartest in a traditional sense, but they were the most creative. They saw opportunities where others saw dead ends. They used intelligence not just as knowledge, but as action. And here's the best part: creativity is something you can train. You don't have to be an artist or a musician to be creative. You just have to start looking at problems differently. Next time you're stuck, ask yourself, what if I approach this from another angle? What's a solution no one else has thought of? What's the simplest way to move forward? Chapter 5: Patience turns challenges into opportunities. Let's be honest, waiting is hard. In a world that moves fast, we've been trained to expect instant results. We want answers now, success now, change now. But the truth is, real growth takes time. Think about a tree. It doesn't rush to grow tall overnight. It takes years of steady progress, adapting to the seasons, weathering storms, and strengthening its roots. And because of that patience, it stands strong for decades, even centuries. The same goes for you. Challenges will come, and sometimes, things won't go the way you planned. But instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, what if you saw them as stepping stones? What if every delay, every setback, was actually shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future? Patience isn't about doing nothing, it's about trusting the process. It's about knowing that just because you can't see results yet doesn't mean progress isn't happening. So, the next time you feel frustrated, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that everything meaningful takes time. And most importantly, remember that patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait. Choose to wait with purpose, with faith, and with the mindset that every challenge is shaping you for something greater. Chapter 6: The mind becomes what it focuses on. Have you ever noticed that when you focus on something, you start seeing it everywhere? Maybe you're thinking about buying a certain type of car, and suddenly, you see that car on every street. That's because your mind naturally attracts what you focus on. Now, imagine applying that to your life. If you constantly think about problems, stress, and negativity, your mind will find more of it. But if you shift your focus to opportunities, solutions, and growth, your mind will start seeing those instead. The way you think shapes the way you experience life. If you tell yourself you're stuck, you will be. If you tell yourself you're capable, you'll start finding ways to move forward. Your thoughts are powerful, they create your reality. So, here's a challenge for you: start paying attention to your thoughts. When negativity creeps in, don't let it take over. Shift your focus. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, try, I'm learning how to do this. Instead of, this is too hard, try, this is making me stronger. Because at the end of the day, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant, whether it's doubt or confidence, fear or courage, negativity or positivity, that's what will grow. So choose wisely. As we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to reflect. Wisdom isn't about knowing everything, it's about seeing clearly. It's about understanding that success, fulfillment, and happiness don't come from rushing, showing off, or forcing things to happen. They come from patience, clarity, and the ability to listen, observe, and act with intention. Think about everything we've discussed: the power of silence, the strength in simplicity, the impact of patience, and the ability of our minds to shape our reality. These aren't just ideas, they're tools. Tools you can use every single day to improve your life. So, my friends, here's my message to you: take these lessons and apply them. Start small. Maybe today, you choose to listen more than you speak. Maybe tomorrow, you shift your focus from problems to solutions. Maybe this week, you remind yourself that patience is part of growth, not an obstacle to it. Whatever step you take, remember this: your journey is yours alone. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Move at your own pace, trust yourself, and let wisdom guide your way. And now, I'd love to hear from you. What lesson from today's story resonated with you the most? Drop a comment below and let's continue this journey together.